Why aren't we? There we go. We're not. There we go.
Here it is. A tornado hit near Buffalo. There's flooding where we hadn't seen it before, and snow where there never was snow. Volcanoes are erupting, the polar ice is melting. Oh, what could be the cause of this? Folks may have their theories, but the answer is clear. Mother Nature's pissed. She's been sitting back observing all the harm we have done while trying to stay out of it. Her patience has been monumental, but she can't take any more of this. She's been trying to keep a neutral stand while we mangle everything we touch. She's going from benevolent to being pure malevolent, 'cause the damage is too much. She looks down on her wayward children, hoping we would mend our ways. But now we've gotten on her last nerve. Let's hope it's not the end of days. Here's where the lead part has to be put in.
Ooh.
Her trembling is causing earthquakes. Her anger sets the earth aflame. We must make some restitution, or there will be more climate change. We have to decide what steps to take to get off of her naughty list. Leave the oil in the ground with the dinosaurs. With wind and solar, it won't be missed. Let's make Mother Nature happy. She's tired of being dissed. We have to figure out how to turn this about, so Mother Nature won't be pissed, oh yeah. So Mother Nature won't be pissed. And then there's some end credits, so, but that's it. Stop sharing.
Yeah, let's do it.
So there we go.
Always great.
Anyway, I'm almost done with it, but I figured I'd share it with you, because might as well.
That's great. I see Miss Cunningham. Cecilia, hello.
Hi, Cecilia.
Oh, hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Nancy.
Hey, it's Carol.
Hi, Miss Cecilia.
Stevens, Christopher
honey, how you
Kohler,
doing, baby?
Julia.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hi, Julia.
I'm squinting at the screen trying to read a small print.
I've got that weird lipstick on that you put on and it's like bluish purple, and when you wipe it off, it has like a mauve lip color.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look, it works.
Come on.
Huh, that's weird.
Everybody must be on vacation today. Not many people here.
Yeah, I left messages for a lot of people. There'll probably be more people come in late. Betsy, did you want me to start? She doesn't hear me.
I think she's on the phone.
Yeah. Well, I can bring up the meeting agreements that we chose for the board meeting, and we wanted to present them as a suggestion for the general group. They're one mic, meaning that one person speaks at a time, accessibility, step forward, step back, make sure that everyone's included and no one's talking too long. Keep your remarks under 3 minutes. Respect each other, respect ourselves. Support our co-conveners and our timekeeper. We've been using a timekeeper. We've discussed having one. We have at the board meeting. Betsy, do you want to start?
Okay, thank you, Carol. I think if there's comments on these guidelines, you know, are they clear enough? Are they not clear enough? My hope is that we will actually present it to the full members at our annual member meeting in October when we have elections, board elections. So that seems like a good place to really finalize, you know, even if we just try it out for a year. The board has accepted them, but you know, we've been
May I
announced.
say
Carol,
something? May I say
yes,
something?
ma'am.
I just wanted to say,
Please.
usually those terms of in all organizations, the same thing. You normally, those same terms that we just got through speaking on. The one mic and stepping back and forth. That's the same terms in most organizations. It's the same. It's the same thing for us to do, for us to follow. We all usually follow those same
So
terminologies.
I'm sorry, you broke up a little.
No, what I'm saying is that most organizations follow that same routine. The same routine about one mic, respect each other, step up and step back. The same. It's nothing unusual. Nothing at all.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right. Is there anything you'd like to suggest we add or take away?
Nothing. No.
Okay. Well, thank you. So we do want our members to accept this. Carol's made sure we've been announcing it, you know, for at least 6 months worth of meetings. So thank you, Ms. Cecilia. Carol, did you want me to go over the agenda? And
I wanted to say this, that I thought we had voted.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, as a board, but
Okay.
we have a larger membership, you know, of people who don't come to the board meetings or don't always come to our member meetings, but we have this annual, once a year, it's called the member meeting. And it's election to the board. So we're going to need you at that meeting, since you are the only person not running again, for the board. I mean, you are a board member for another year. The rest of us, our terms have expired. So, but let me start. If you're good, Miss Cecilia, I'm just going to go.
Yes, I'm fine.
Do the agenda. Thank you. So we have a pretty we do not have guest speakers today, but but we do have people who I'm hoping will give us more information about activities we've been involved in. So our board reports, I'd love a little check-in briefly about the Solano Stroll. 3 people at least tended the table and handed out things. Then we'll talk about board member nominations and elections. And I did want to offer an email exchange that Helen Walsh, our board member, and I had. And it's about our commitment to senior and disability rights. So if that's okay, I thought I'd take a few minutes and read a little bit from that exchange. So, and then a number of, we were going to talk about Prop 50, which is called the Election Rigging Response Act of 2025. And this is something Hallie and Robert, and I'm sure others of you were able to go to the Friday forum with CARA, California Alliance of Retired Americans, but I wasn't able to go, so I'm depending on you all to lead that discussion, pros and cons, so that we could, as members, make a clear determination that we support it. We usually support CARA's work, but or if there's a reason to be neutral, we could do that. The League of Women Voters decided not to vote on it and chose to be neutral. And if we do, so if we can, we'll do that. Then we're going to talk about the Berkeley Rent Board convention planning, and any, Carol Morozovic, I'm hoping will come on and talk about our
Carol.
follow-up at the city around
Betsy.
homelessness solidarity. Yeah.
Carol is on.
Oh, great. You made it, Carol. So that'll be later in the agenda. And then we have any further recommendations that members here today want to refer to the board. The board will meet the first Wednesday of October. So we can do that. And then there's announcements, and we'll get to those at the end of the meeting, and then we'll adjourn no later than 3:30 is my hope, or at least I need to get off back then. So thank you all. So board reports. We met on the first Wednesday of October. Is there any report back from the folks who did the outreach at Solano Stroll?
We haven't had October yet, have we?
I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. We had our September board meeting, the first week of September. So thank you, Julia. Is there someone who could speak to outreach? And that was Robert, you were there. Margot went, and
Christy and
Christy,
Helen.
yeah, and Helen. So we had three board members and a member emeritus. Does anybody want to, how was that, Robert?
Well, we didn't get much, people came by, but we got one person who filled out with the form, but didn't give any contribution. If you want me to, I scanned it in my computer, and then I could probably send it to you.
Do you have the name of this interested person? Maybe someone knows them.
Let me see if I can find it. Okay, person, it looks like it's Gaila, Gaila, Kerner. And address listed 1515 Market Street in Oakland, 94607. And yeah.
Okay, does anyone know her?
The email address, but there is a phone number, 510-472-1950.
That's okay, Robert. Okay, we don't need, I just wanted to see if anybody recognized her name. Yeah, and we'll be in touch later.
Yeah.
But anyone familiar with?
Oh. Betsy's frozen. Maybe she can turn her window, close her window, and just use audio when she comes back. I don't have the agenda in front of me.
Maybe you better remind her again.
Okay. Yeah, 1:30.
Okay, board reports. Robert, do you have a treasurer's report?
Well, not really, but I can pull one up.
Well, it didn't seem worth it to just a few people.
We need to do board nominations. We have elections in October, and Dirk Nyhart is up for the board. He's in the meeting today. Dirk, would you like to speak?
No, thank you.
Okay.
How many people, is there a specific number that's supposed to be on the board?
No, we don't have a specific number. Well, there may be a minimum number, but we have the minimum.
What is the minimum?
I think 9 is a full board, and we have to have at least 5 members present to have a quorum for the board meetings, or to take votes, either 5 board members minimum, or 10 members that have paid dues.
Oh.
Betsy's calling me. I was going to call her. Betsy?
Hi, Gerald. So you're a co-host. Are people still on, or is the whole thing?
Yes, people are still on.
Okay, well, you're co-host. And for some reason, all I see lets me do start. Let's see.
I can't hear
I'm
you.
trying to get in. What?
I can't hear you.
I may not be able to just rejoin the meeting.
Oh,
Seeing if that happens. Yeah, I'm having, I'm on a satellite, some kind of satellite internet service, and it's wobbly. So I'm trying to get back on now.
okay.
Do you want to ask, maybe you guys can just start, we'll get back to the board report, but maybe we can just start talking about the Prop 50 and the phone, if anyone has anything to say about it, or wants to know more about the CARA Monday phone banking. That's something Hallie knows about phone banking.
Okay.
Banking?
Maybe you can ask her. I'm trying to get on.
Looks like we lost Hallie. We got a couple other people. No, there's Hallie. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Otherwise, we should restart the meeting because I'm trying.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the delay. Can you hear me? Okay. Betsy's on satellite service. She's on the East Coast, and she's going to try to come back. Yes.
Do you want to put me on speakerphone or something?
Yeah, you're on speakerphone. Let me see if people can hear you. Speak, Betsy.
Hi, everyone. I feel embarrassed that my internet connection went down.
Can you hear Betsy?
No, I can't. I don't. She's not appearing on the screen at all.
No, she's not. I've got her on the telephone.
Yeah.
But you can hear her?
Yeah, I can hear her, but
Okay.
how is she? I mean, how are we? Is she just called in? Is that what you're saying?
She called me. Yes, she's on my.
Oh, she called you. Oh, okay. I was wondering because I didn't see her name on the screen.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get back to the Zoom. But
yeah, she's trying to get back in.
What I'm going to suggest is Hallie, could you talk about the phone banking? Otherwise, in the agenda, that program we sent, there's a link to a description of Prop 50. So if we want to talk about that.
Let's
Okay,
see
well,
if I can,
yeah, well,
Go
CARA,
ahead.
CARA is doing phone banking on Mondays from noon to 2. And it's it's not in person, so you have to sign up for it, and they have a training first. But CARA is also linking people to other groups that are doing phone banking at other times. I haven't started doing it yet. I'm gonna be doing mine starting, in October. I can do one day. So I may do other dates with other organizations, but it's basic. You all know about Prop 50 and what's going on, I imagine.
Yeah.
So I don't really have to reiterate that. But it sounds like CARA is calling just seniors, and they're getting, from what I understand, really good responses for it. So that's as much information as I have.
okay, CARA's have us about 4 or 5, the phone bank that they're with has about 4 or 5 slots every day, and I think it's 4 days a week. So there are a lot of slots, but the CARA is calling seniors from 12 to 2 on Monday. And that's the only one that CARA is, it's seniors calling seniors. The other ones are all mixed up. And if anyone's not familiar with Prop 50, it's Trump asked Texas for 5 Republican seats in Congress. So the legislature got together and voted to redistrict mid census instead of waiting until the census in 2030. And they have 5 more Republican seats in Texas now. And because of that, only California can balance that 5 seats. New York, it's set up to prevent gerrymandering. It's so difficult that it's just not likely to get anything from New York. And then there are a few smaller states. Missouri, I think, may have added a seat for the Republicans, or they may be working on it. And there are up to 5 states where they're talking about changing the seats. And that includes both Republican and Democratic states. And California has set up a redistricting for 2025. That's this Yes on Prop 50 campaign. But there's sunsets in 2030. In 2030, it goes back to the same rules that we have in play now, which prevent gerrymandering in California. I don't know if that was clear. Is everyone clear on what Prop 50 is about?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Would anyone else like to share? Hannah, would you like to share? Can't hear you, Hannah.
I don't know why. Okay.
Now we can.
Now
You
we can't
got
hear
away
you
again.
again.
All right. Can you hear me?
Sort of.
I don't know why. Let me just stop here.
Okay.
Why,
I'm
why don't
sorry.
you just
I
call
don't
in?
know why I'm not heard, but can you hear me now if I stop driving? Is that better?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I'm very that I have to say that my own first reaction to this bill or this initiative was that we can't fix a wrong with a right or a wrong with a wrong.
anyway, I'm just wondering if CARA is in their training is offering, besides the logistics of how to use the call system, if they're also helping folks understand the arguments and the talking points.
They
Or if
go
there's
over
something-
briefly during the training, but they had a special program on it already. The long,
I see.
when the long, there's something.
Maybe it's recorded.
Betsy, I have to disconnect. It's beeping. I'm not sure what happened there. Okay.
I attended that seemed like 3-hour program, and I left convinced that I would vote for it, even though it is a very bad bill and have bad connotations. But just because the whole political machine is behind it, I'm going to vote for it. But among the bad connotations is we have already put in our Constitution that we have a commission for draw districts, and this bill would go over that commission that we set up, and not only not let the commission operate this election, but won't let it operate in the next 2 elections.
I missed that last part that you said in the next 2 elections.
Yeah, that commission will not operate. That is, that we will have the districts that are defined in this bill, which are really weird. And anyone interested, I invite you to see how weirdo these districts are.
On the phone banking, they do have talking points, and they introduce the talking points.
But they don't present the other side of the argument. The thing I listened to presented pro and con, and I thought that was wonderful to hear the cons. They were quite persuasive, but I still am sticking with the pro. I will vote yes because not retribution. I still stick with the idea of 2 wrongs don't make a right, but we do have to have a better right with balancing out Texas.
Carol, I think you had your hand up first.
Okay, thanks. So it's really very simple. We're at a critical turning point in our country. We don't have control in Congress now, and our civil liberties are being chipped away at. We're losing funding for significant programs. Whether you're an immigrant or just a low-income person, you're losing right now in Congress because the Republicans have control of Congress. The Republicans are decided in Texas that they want to redistrict so that they could solidify maintaining control of Congress, where we can anticipate that, or I don't know if anticipate is the right word, expect that with everything that we're on the road to losing, we are going to lose. I mean, and that includes a tax on housing subsidies. I mean, across the Medicaid, Medicare, all these things. So the bottom line is they want to solidify their position. So California is just taking the response that this is how we redistrict so that we can increase Democratic seats. Yeah, I mean, you could get stuck in ideology of, oh, this is wrong, so 2 wrongs don't make a right, and then you just lose you lose everything else. You just have to approach situations like this in a very pragmatic way. And pragmatically, this is how California needs to respond to offset what has happened in Texas, so that we hope we can gain more positions in Congress.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carol.
Yeah,
Well,
hi.
Robert had his hand up next, and then Hallie.
Okay.
Okay. And I'd like to be in the back. Got it.
Robert?
Okay, you want me to go? Normally, I would oppose any mid-decade reapportionment, but Texas is doing it, and I think we have to fight back. In my opinion, mid-decade redistricting should be illegal and should be applied to all 50 states. So Texas can't pull crap like that what it's doing. So I think that we have to support 50. We have to do this redistricting just to fight back at Texas.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they're going there. They don't have to. Now Texas doesn't have to have an election. I think we have to have this election. This
Norma?
Okay.
Can you get in?
No, I couldn't find an address.
You couldn't find the link?
Sorry.
You couldn't find the link?
I couldn't find the address.
It's on Zoom.
It's on Zoom.
Yes, it's a speaker meeting.
Which is going to disconnect me from you. And then what?
You'll be in the meeting when you go on Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Betsy. I got to go back to the meeting.
Okay, what I want to ask is Norma and I both support this and can vote for our endorsement. If you call the pass for promotion in a second, then
Okay, we're still having a discussion. Hallie's coming up next.
Yeah,
okay.
as far as this two wrongs don't make a right, we have had wrong on the Republican side. We have never had such a clear threat to our democracy or our Constitution. And we need to do something to counteract what's being done illegally in other places. And that's the way I look at it.
Thank you. Nancy and then Carol.
Then can I go?
I'm sorry, Nancy and then Betsy and then Carol.
I just put a link a couple minutes ago from Cal Matters commentary regarding Prop 50 and basically why it's important to fund that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Nancy went.
Hello?
Yeah, Betsy, go ahead.
I took some thought, on this, and here's 3 reasons why I'm comfortable with overriding our previous ballot proposition, which calls for a citizens redistricting process. So this proposition authorizes temporary changes to our congressional district maps in response to Texas redistricting. And it is, what I like about it is that we the voters are being asked for permission by the legislature. They will have a special election on November 4th in which we will vote on this. That's like this proposition is not like being imposed on us. It is being proposed to us. So I appreciate that. And it's over in 2030. In the 2030 election, we will revisit this whole thing. So that's why I support it. But I do understand. It's like, wait, you worked really hard to get bipartisan, neutral citizen redistricting. But I appreciate the fact that it's an urgent response and hasn't sunset. It's over in 4 years. And I do want to actually call a vote and see where we're at. I will vote for this, but that doesn't mean everyone here has to vote for it. But as far as Gray Panthers endorsing it, I would just, if someone would make a motion.
So made. So
moved. Early, then I would like to see that, Carol, if you're up for calling the motion, calling for a motion.
Okay, Dave, so moved.
Second the motion. I second that motion.
Okay, and Mrs. Celia seconded the motion.
Mm-hmm.
Who moved?
Dave made the motion and Miss Cecilia seconded the motion.
Thank you. Okay. And remember, this is all voting members can vote on this. So, yeah. Are there any further questions or something that needs to be said?
Well, I just want to say that I was very disappointed.
Excuse me, Betsy. You got to follow through with the motion. You have not carried the motion.
No, we're still discussing the
motion. We're still discussing this, Cecilia.
Okay, I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear when the question came up, a discussion. I didn't hear that part. That's why I asked.
Okay.
Okay.
I wanted to say that I was very disappointed.
Dave, wait, I've got two people ahead of you.
Okay.
Okay, Julia? You stepped away. Carol?
Yes.
Carol, did you want to say something?
Oh, I thought we were voting right now.
Oh, you.
I was only going to add that as this moves ahead, we can expect a lot of commercials from people in power, and they have the money to make every argument possible to defeat this. And there couldn't be something that's more critical right now as to us to try to get back our position in Congress and stop everything that's going on. There'll be enough arguments against it. And we can't even count on that this is definitely going to pass, because it's always been that the people with the most money win the elections. Thank you.
Okay, Julia? Julia, did you want to speak?
I think everybody's probably said what I was going to say. I would normally never vote for a bill like this, simply because I've spent most of my life fighting gerrymandering. But these are desperate times. I mean, I am really scared every time I watch the news or hear one of the incredibly frightening things that Trump comes out with. And I've never experienced anything like that in my long lifetime. And so I'm willing to fudge a little bit, because if we play fair, we're not going to get anywhere. And the country is going, it's not going to be our country anymore. It barely is now. That's all I wanted to say.
Right. You can't play fair when the other side is not playing fair.
I know.
Correct.
I mean, I don't, on one level, I don't believe in that. And on the other level, I see it's absolutely necessary. And I think that's the way most of us feel. So I will do it. And I'm merely angry that I'm forced into it, having to do it.
Okay, I'm going to call the question.
Wait a minute. You've ignored me 3 times now, and I'm the maker of the motion. Can I at least say something?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, David. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that everybody who thought that Arnold Schwarzenegger was Republican light, he jumped right to the fore to be the spokesperson for the No on 50 campaign, and he's a scumbag like all of them.
I don't know what you said. Are you agreeing with Schwarzenegger or not? He voted yes.
He
It's
is
not
the
Schwarzenegger.
spokesperson for
Wait a
No
minute.
on
What?
50.
Wait a minute. What?
He is the spokesperson. He is the front man for No on 50.
Okay, but he's changed his position. Have you heard that?
No.
I'm almost sure that's what I heard. So
All right, redemption. I take
just
it.
check on it. Check on it.
But right now,
Put it out there.
Okay, never mind what I said then. Okay, if that's true.
I know.
Somebody
God bless him.
Google it quick.
He's all over their literature.
find
Yeah,
out.
I thought I heard him oppose it, or I mean, support 50 and oppose Texas.
No, I see no evidence of that. Are you sure, Norma?
No, I said I'm not sure. I have a slight memory of him coming on TV and saying he thinks yes. So you find out, and I'm going to go find out too. But I'm
There
not
is
going to do
everything,
it fast
including
enough for this
everything,
robot.
everything, including AI, says that Schwarzenegger is totally against 50. Very
All of it.
totally against.
Well, I have the same memory that Norma has.
Okay, I turned them off so I can hear
I do
you.
too. I do too. And same
LA
memory
Why don't we just
as Norma.
for a roll call, so we can
I'm
all.
about to, but I've got too many people talking at one time and I was trying to hear you too.
Okay, I'm sorry. You can mute them.
I see absolutely no evidence
No.
that Schwarzenegger has changed his position at all.
I
This
just looked
is,
it up.
and I can post an article of his opposition that was just from yesterday to help folks, and allow me to do that. I'm using a screen reader, so I'll get that in there shortly.
Just
Okay,
He is
doesn't
tell me
make
what it
any
says.
difference
What did you
what
say,
those
Betsy?
people think. You'll find out.
You can mute them.
I
Who said
did.
this is Carol?
I'm mute. They're muted now, so I can hear you, but I can't moderate when they're muted.
Okay, so this is Carol.
So
This is Carol
mute
Marasovic.
them, not yourself.
And can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so I just Googled it while we were on this
Okay.
call. And I looked and I went through about 10 articles. They all say that he opposes Prop 50.
Yeah, I know. You want me to have them stop talking and vote, but they're going
Okay.
on and on while you're telling me what I'm already going to do.
So, okay, so can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I just Googled it and ran through about 10 articles. They all say that he opposes Prop 50.
Very
And
likely.
there was an article specifically on how Arnold Schwarzenegger is probably going to be the one that decides the election. It's going to probably turn on him because people vote celebrities and they vote image, and
No.
they may very well go with Schwarzenegger.
Proposition
but
50
he
is going to pass.
opposing.
Proposition 50 will pass.
It-
We have
I
to vote
hope.
for it, but it will pass.
What those people think. The answer is yes, you support it. You want them to have some access to mess with these people that are messing with us.
Right.
Okay, let's call the question. All those in favor?
Yes, vote yes.
Aye.
I need virtual hands from the people that are, okay, Robert and Patrick.
I came. My computer not working right. Mm-hmm. Aye.
How many, do we have any no votes?
It doesn't make any difference what Schwarzenegger thinks.
Does.
Okay, it's done.
Carol, are you voting no?
No, I'm voting yes.
Okay,
I took my hand down. I had my hand
okay,
up
do we have any
yes.
abstentions? Callie, are you abstaining?
I'm trying to lower my hand. I voted yes.
Okay, good. Okay,
We did it
motion carries
unanimously.
unanimously.
Everybody else hasn't had a chance to find a way to log on. Jesse and what's her name? Betsy and Rains have gone stark hello? Betsy and Rains have gone stark raving mad over the computer and have input everything that ever passed by in their lives. And you can't get anything done through the stuff that they've posted for us to join the meeting. I was on for an hour trying to connect.
And
I
Norma,
don't know why you had trouble.
Norma, they're trying to connect by satellite, and the satellite service isn't that good. They're in New England.
Well, they're wrong. Go on to something else that's interesting.
Okay, Norma, can you stop, please?
Yeah, go on to something else.
Please stop, Norma. Okay. The motion carried. We're going to support Prop 50.
Why don't you repeat that a bunch of times?
She's being sarcastic. Ignore her.
Well.
Okay. And I can't see the agenda.
We're now.
There it is.
I wanted to know if I raise my hand here. The next item on the agenda is the Berkeley Rent Board. Are we continuing our sponsorship of the Rent Board convention planning?
Okay.
We've done for years. But honestly, we could also have announcements and then regroup at the board meeting in 2 weeks. That's another option. But
I'm sorry, what was the other option?
we could convene. Why don't we go ahead with that? And then Carol has announcements. But we can reconvene this at the board meeting with all of the members joining the board meeting on November. On October.
Discussing, we're going to continue convention planning for the Berkeley Rent Board. We'll do at the board meeting.
Well, I would like to do it now.
Okay, then let me do it.
Okay, thank you. I just want to know because we're a little bit on the hook to put in money as a sponsor. If we're going to be a sponsor, then we should contribute a couple $100 for an in-person meeting.
Okay, the Berkeley Rent Board, the Berkeley Gray Panthers has supported the Berkeley Rent Board nomination convention in prior years. And we need to decide if we're going to do that again this year. If so, we need to pay several $100s to support the election.
Support the election.
Wait a minute.
We put in a couple $100.
Betsy's suggesting that we put in a couple $100.
It's not mandatory.
It's not mandatory. We're going to have to pay to what?
To use the senior center. It's not free.
Oh, okay. It'll be
place that can hold 200 people live.
It would help pay for the senior center where the election will be held. Or the
well, we haven't decided yet, but we're meeting on Sunday.
Okay.
To bring back
okay, Betsy wants to be able to go back and tell them on Sunday whether or not we're going to join in the rent board this year. Dirk, excuse me, Betsy. Dirk, go ahead. Dirk? Dirk, you're on mute. Okay, Dirk, we'll come back to you. Helen?
Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to get clarification. I'm understanding that Betsy is trying to put forward on our agenda that we take a vote on funds for an upcoming meeting so that the whatever we donate, I think Betsy said a few $100 would pay for the rent of the venue where this is taking place. I could not grasp what the name of the organization, one, and two, do we know how much are in our funds and if we can afford that? So that's my question.
We have funds. This is something we've done before. It's the support of Berkeley Rent Board.
Okay, it's for the rent board. Now I get it because I was not sure.
And to help pay for the rental at South Berkeley Senior Center.
Okay. Well, I feel good about that. I'm hoping others might, join in the conversation.
Okay, Dave, next.
Yes, I'm trying to get my video on. I can't do it somehow. I don't know why.
Okay,
Hang on.
There it is.
Yes, Betsy, you were not quite fully clear about whether or not it will be in-person convention. There hasn't been one for 8 years. They took advantage of the pandemic to cancel in-person conventions.
Yeah, the planning team so far has been meeting erratically since February, and we're now at a place where, one, we want to affirm who are the sponsors. Berkeley Tenancy, the East Bay Democratic Socialists of America, the student, some student groups who do a lot of work, outreach to tenants. And Gray Panthers is, even though we don't endorse elected candidates, we are still part of this planning collaborative, whatever you want to call it. So the desire is to have a hybrid meeting at a place that can accommodate up to 200 people, because that's what it used to be, or more when it met in person. So we have not yet chosen the in-person venue, but the place that has enough chairs, enough space, and will let us reserve space this year in 2025 for something that's happening in February or March of 26. So this is kind of affirming that we would like to be a member of this convention planning team. And I don't need to be the only person. I would love to have another member here who would like to step up. But that is, the issue is, are we willing to sponsor once again? And and this year, can we put up, up to $200?
Betsy, you haven't answered my question quite yet. I'm still trying to hear from you. Are they definitely going to have a hybrid meeting, a real meeting, or is that just a hope? What are you saying? I don't want to give them any money. You know where I stand, Betsy. I don't want to give them any money unless they're really going to have a convention.
So, I'm sorry, what?
As you know, as you can well imagine, I don't want to give them any money unless they're really going to have a convention. So please be clear. Have they decided definitely to rent a space and have a convention, or is it maybe?
Okay. I'm bringing back the information to the group. Other people have brought back the cost and availability of other locations. And I can tell you this is none of the other places allow reservations this far in advance. So yes, the group would like to do it in person. We have to look at the budget and see what sponsors are able to contribute. Because the planning collaborative, right, does not have a budget. And any money it does raise goes to help the candidates that we endorse, the slate of candidates for the rent work. We'd like to put that money into actually promoting them. but,
Wait a minute, as you know, if our money is going to go towards
you want
the
to
camp,
tell me,
Betsy,
I think, so I am acting proactively to say that I hope to be able to say Gray Panthers wants to sponsor and can put up money. If we're not ready to do that, then I'll just deliver
Betsy,
the information.
you've raised another issue. Can I please get clarification? You've raised the issue that the money that we raise will go to support the slate. Is that what you said? Did I misunderstand?
No, because we are raising the money for the convention, but other money gets raised
Okay,
later here.
because that would endanger our status.
So right now it's just we take, it's the bill is going to be about $400 to have the convention indoors in a place with decent internet and tables and chairs. It'll be a little more if we want to have food. But basically the budget, it's not huge, a few $100s, and we don't have to put in $200. But Robert can confirm this, but I believe we have over $5,000 in the bank as we speak. So,
I would be in favor of voting.
I would like to test the waters.
I would be in favor of voting to give them $200 if and when they book a place. Until then, I do not want to give the PTU $200 of our money. So let's make a distinction that we can. It's like a Kickstarter. It's like a Kickstarter.
Until we have a $5,000 deposit. We have to give the senior center a $5,000 deposit. Now, Gray Panthers doesn't have to pay all $500 deposit. We don't have to pay all that, but there has to be some people, ponying up that deposit.
What's that got to do with whether or not we give $200 towards the renting the place? I don't see what the deposit has to do with that.
Well, that money is hard cash, so we can't promise. If we promise $100 to contribute, then it's still not possible to book the place. And you said you don't want to put any money in, so we book the place.
Someplace.
It's not possible to book the place without the deposit.
So what are you saying, that they're never going to be able to book the place?
We can revisit this. We can revisit this if it's not ready.
Okay, let's get some more information and revisit it if you don't mind. I'd like to get some clarity.
Okay.
So I've got 3 people that wanted to share. I guess we'll go ahead and call on them and then move on to something else. Dirk?
Clearly, we are not endorsing a political candidate for the rent board office. We are merely discussing giving them some money to book a place. Is that correct?
Yes.
Didn't understand.
Are we giving them the money to book the place?
That's what we're discussing.
Yep.
Well, I think we're tabling it for now, unless I'm mistaken.
Why don't we take this in 2 parts? If there's a motion I would like to know if there's support for us continuing to participate in the rent board convention planning team as a sponsor. We've done it for years. Are we continuing?
We haven't given them money for 8 years. We haven't given them money, unless I'm mistaken, for 8 years. Isn't that true?
I can't understand. I can't understand them, Carol. You need to translate.
Oh, Dave said we haven't given them money for 8 years. Is that true?
I have no idea. I don't think we've given them any money since I've been president, co-convenor,
Yeah.
But other people were part, other board members were part of this planning team. Eleanor Walden was the last one. So, no, I don't think we've given them money, but I wasn't around for years. I mean, I've only been around.
Okay. Dirk, did you want to share? You need to take your hand down if you don't want to share.
I just want to second the idea to table this idea until we have more clarity.
Second. Second.
Yeah, I'm raised my hand for this. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with
Okay,
that.
it's tabled. Carol, did you have something else to share?
Well, I was just going to say, Berkeley Tenants Union has an expansive mailing list. And they charge dues. It's not clear why they can't pay themselves for the rental of a room. This is essentially handpicked Berkeley Tenants Union candidates, which they basically end up reaffirming at their election. Let me finish. And I don't believe in loyalty oaths. I don't believe in autocracy. I don't believe in dictatorships. This is all what we're facing nationally. So I don't think it's a reason to support things, but I do believe in tenants' rights. That's what I want to say, but it's been tabled anyway. Thank you.
Okay. Now.
I'm sorry, was there a decision to table?
Yes, we're tabling the issue.
Okay, so be part of it, and all right.
If I'm understanding, and I hope it's okay, Carol, I think what I'm understanding with what I can hear, there was another thing that Betsy wanted to know, if the other thing was us being involved in the planning. Is that what I heard? So there's two parts. Funding, which is being tabled. The other part is, do we want to be involved in the planning? Is that what you're asking, Betsy?
Yeah.
Part of the planning committee. I think that, and that, okay. And that doesn't come with having to be funding anything. I think we're just trying to form who wants to be a part of that, but we need to know that. So if we're interested in being a part of the committee, I think that's what you're moving forward, or as a question to us, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a committee with representatives of sponsoring organizations, which that's being solidified, who those are. And Gray Panthers has been one for, I don't know, a decade, I don't know, maybe longer.
So, I mean, just to get things going, I move that we form a committee to help with the planning of this upcoming, which I think you're saying is in November.
I don't think we need to plan a committee. We just need to send one, representative, which I've been doing, but I would like at least one other person who can contribute to be a backup. So I think we're close to the motion. It is, but yes, do we want to be part of this planning collaborative? We do not have to form our own committee.
Okay, so that already exists. You're basically asking to have somebody to come along with you with this planning, so you're not doing it alone.
Yeah, I was thinking of Michael Hegarty. He's not here today, but he is a member who's active on other of the Berkeley housing issues, and one of the graduate members of the tenants union who might be able to be backed up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm understanding you're kind of inviting somebody if they're also interested, but you have somebody also in mind. I think that's great.
So it's really just formally does the membership, we can wish to recommend to the board if there's more decisions to be made. But yeah, I would love to get an affirmation that we do, that Gray Panthers should still be involved in the conversation about service on the rental. Kind of my take on it, because we're among the, it's dominated by
Oh,
I was a Cal student at one time.
Monica
I feel like we need to
whatever
keep
her
bringing
name
up
is.
the voices of older and disabled.
Yeah. What's her
Thanks.
first name? Mona.
I'm sure this is something you can handle, Betsy, if
When
we don't need a
and
vote. Is that
Cece
correct?
Ray-
There are hands up, and I want to say that part of the there's an obligation when you
Why are we
get involved in the
choosing
planning.
and what's the name of that group?
Dirk, can you put
So
yourself on mute?
Yeah.
So there's an obligation when you become part of this that you have to take a loyalty
What?
oath that you cannot support
What's
or
the
endorse anybody
percent?
else, regardless
That's
of who they turn out to be,
percent.
without knowing who the candidates are. You're essentially relinquishing your democratic rights
What the
by
tickets
agreeing
for
to be
me
part of
and
this planning
for
process.
tickets for kids?
I can't hear what anybody's saying with all the talk over. Carol, can you recollect us somehow so we can actually just move forward?
Yeah.
$7
Dirk,
processing fee.
Dirk, you need to put yourself on mute. We can't hear.
Please excuse.
Okay, I'm gonna call on Julia.
Okay. All right, I've got my mute off now. Okay, I'm a member of the Berkeley Tenants Union. And actually, I think I'm still a member of the steering committee. But excuse me, I'll turn this off. What I wanted to say is we need some people to go to that planning convention, because the people that run it have been running it. One of them is just really intent on making up rules and oaths and crap like that, which I certainly oppose. And the last time I voted in it, I even had to swear an oath in order to be able to vote, which had never been the case before. And so I would really like us to get people in there who would try to put a halt to this kind of thing. There's only one person that, and I'm not going to name names, who's really into that kind of thing, but that person seems to have a lot of weight in making decisions. So I think it's important that we put somebody in that, because as a tenant, the rent board is very important to me. And I'm really interested in getting good people on the board. I suffered one year, then had to pay several $100s a month for a number of years because one year the landlords took over the rent board. So I'm very aware that we tenants need to have the right people on the rent board in order to make it service in our best interest. That's all I have to say right now. But I do encourage people to help Betsy with. I feel a little awkward, volunteering myself, since I'm also a member of the tenants union. It feels a little like I'm riding two horses at the same time or something. But I encourage the rest of you to join in. That's all I have to say right now. Thank you.
Okay. Dirk?
I just want to make sure on over publicity, we have ourselves as a sponsor of the rent board.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you said.
Perhaps someone else could interpret. We want to be a sponsor of the rent board.
He wants it made public, I think, so to give us credit.
Yeah.
Is that correct,
On
Dirk?
their literature, yes.
Yeah, on the literature, he's saying that we should, it should be clear that we are a sponsor of this.
Yeah.
So
that
we
might
didn't vote.
cost us $200.
Well, the money we put on hold, but we were going to vote on whether we want to support the rent board. Can I see all in favor?
And Carol, any,
Okay, I don't see, and I see 3 hands up, but I don't see any. I'm assuming, wait a minute.
I'm not sure
That's-
exactly
I'm
what we're voting
unclear
on.
what you're asking for.
So am I. Betsy, what are you trying to say?
we can continue this because we can continue this conversation at the board meeting.
Okay, we'll talk about this on the board. We'll talk about this further at the board meeting on October, in the first week in October. It'll be the first Wednesday in October at 1:30 p.m. And all members are welcome to attend.
So that said, however, I do want to say Carol Rossich raised a really important issue, which is that decisions by this self-organized collaborative that plans a convention decides things like the questions that will be asked and the criteria that people who want to be endorsed have to abide by. And there's also agreements that the members of the collaborative, like our organization, would abide by, which is that we would not endorse any candidates, but we would not endorse people which we don't do, but we wouldn't endorse even Carol, who ran for the rent board, and she was, a great member. We did not endorse her, not just because we don't endorse candidates, but because we have an agreement that as a sponsor of this convention, we will support the slate and the slate only. And we don't campaign for the slate, but we don't campaign for anyone else either. That's the organization. That doesn't mean individuals. And I'm
okay. We've tabled the discussion until the board meeting. Let's leave it at that.
Okay. And I will just say we could get the new chair of the steering committee of the Berkeley Tenants Union could come in, and it's a new face who's doing good work, and we could ask them to tell us a little more about what their thoughts are on the process. They're not sharing the convention planning team.
Okay.
Okay, I'll stop there.
I see Patrick's hand and David's hand. So let's hear from Patrick first and then David. Patrick, can you unmute? Okay, he's not responding. David?
Betsy, I'm a little more confused than ever. So I want a little clarity before we move on. My understanding was our nonprofit status would be endangered if we endorsed candidates. We can endorse issues relate in some, however small way, to our mission, supporting elderly, but we can never support candidates. So I'm not sure what you were saying with we didn't endorse Carol, but we might have, but we didn't. It's very confusing to me. And I don't know what it means then when we sign an oath, since we can't endorse candidates, to support the slate and not support anyone else when we can't make endorsements. Have I misunderstood? I would like to understand that much before we move on.
As an organization, we wouldn't put out public statements endorsing a particular candidate. But
we can't. Legally, we can't. Isn't that true?
Candidate. We can do. I'm sorry, what?
We legally can't endorse candidates without endangering our nonprofit status. Isn't that true? I
think that's the least issue.
Not to David.
It's true.
We were
It's true.
aiming for partisanly for particular candidates, yes, if among the million nonprofits that are operating in California, it's possible that someone might report us, and it's possible there might be a question about it, and it's possible that there could be repercussions. It's so unlikely. I think it's more important that we are committed one way or another, that we don't, we're not actively, as an organization, we're not stumping for candidates. We can certainly individually as members have preferences, and we can also educate the public on why we support certain processes. But that's different than naming names and giving money to their campaigns.
I just think
Yeah.
I just think it's dangerous. From everything I know, it's dangerous for us to say specifically the Gray Panthers support the rent board slate. That's what I think.
Yeah. I'm involved in several different 501c3 organizations, and and I do the newsletter for the Berkeley retired teachers. And when I'm doing my newsletter, I can't even put in endorsing any candidates. I can put in about issues. And that's the same with CARA. We can do issues, but we cannot endorse specific candidates. It's
Like what
very
we did for
clear.
Proposition 50, we cannot do for the rent board slate.
Right,
Amen.
because that's an issue, that is not a candidate.
Right.
So can I put up my hand again, Carol, when the time comes?
Okay, Patrick, you can't speak. So what, Patrick, you said you don't have your microphone hooked up. I see your hand up.
Is he in chat?
In chat, he said that he doesn't have his microphone hooked up.
Oh, okay.
My computer is not working properly. I'm not able to raise my hand. But I just want to say I agree with what David and Haley said. It's true. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dirk?
Well, I'm on several nonprofits, and that's a case for all of them. Endorse the issue, but not the candidate. So I'm agreeing both with Dave and Betsy. I think everybody is saying the same thing, and I'm just putting an unnecessary ditto.
We're not.
Okay, well, I think it's time we move on to something else.
I'm sorry, brain's just wrong.
Okay, we're going to leave the rent board to the board meeting on first Wednesday of October.
Yeah. Okay, and I can say more then about why I think it's valuable for us to stay on the planning team and be a sponsor.
Okay, you can say it then.
Say, because, yeah, okay,
We need to let this go for now.
Kara, where is the meeting going to be held on the first Wednesday for the executive board?
The board meeting will be held at 1:30 p.m. on the first Wednesday of October.
Or where? The location?
It's going to be on Zoom.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah.
The same meeting ID, everything the same. Okay, thank you.
Let's see.
First Wednesday of October is the 1st.
Oh, thank you. Okay, then the next recommendations to board. Betsy, what is that?
Well, that was to make sure we leave time to vote if we're going to vote.
Okay, so then the next one is upcoming topics and speakers.
I feel the communication is so bad I can't really say much, but right now there's Carol had we participate, about 4 Grey Panther members participate with the homeless, with a group that's doing advocacy in Berkeley for people who are unhoused. And there's a group that's working to create a safe parking program for RVs and vehicle dwellers and or a tiny house village on a public street. We've been talking to folks. And Maria Sol has been very active. Carol has been very active. I've been out of town, but otherwise active. And I was hoping to get a couple of reports on where homelessness policies are going. And Carol Marosevich has like 3 or 4 points that she brought up in a conversation with me, and I'm hoping she'll go through that. Because there's a lot of backlash now. And we're like one of the few organized groups, community groups, that is actively supporting, this issue from the point of view of the voices of people with lived experience, including our own members. Seniors, as I keep repeating, seniors and disabled adults are the most growing category of people becoming homeless. And the city auditor has suggested recommendations. The city homelessness committee, not commission, but the staff have made a report. Both those came down last week, and there's a lot of also citizen and business opposition to continuing programs that support our unhoused neighbors. So maybe Carol can say a little more about that issue, the issues and recommendations coming out of this, her experiences with this Berkeley Safe Parking and Tiny Home Village Working Group.
It looks like Carol's no longer in the meeting.
Well, then let's
If you want, Betsy, I'm on the meeting and I'm also a part of the group if you want that, but otherwise you can table it to next meeting.
No, that's right. Helen is another active person. I think, do you want to say a little bit about the meeting that was yesterday with Ben Bartlett?
Sure, if that's what you want help with, I'm very happy to do that. I'll go ahead now if that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, yesterday, Tiny Village Spirit Homes had a meeting with Ben Bartlett, and the meeting actually got some traction. I actually had opportunity to speak with Ben Bartlett after the meeting, and he kind of spoke further about how he would like to make this something that he's kind of leading. So he, in some ways, is very involved. I am in District 2 is Terry Taplin's district, and I do know that Terry Taplin is one that's not for. But when I posed that to Ben Bartlett, he said that he would get involved with helping the group in organizing it to see if he can get buy-in, and he felt good about getting majority of the council members involved and wanted to put the time in, which was amazing. So the group must have, I wasn't in the meeting, I was there after the meeting. The group put on a fantastic presentation, and Ben really was able to grasp the concepts and ideas. So in all, it went well, and I'm just grateful with how much effort the group put into this, that everybody played a significant role in the parts of the meeting they led. if there's any questions, happy to answer questions, because I'm not sure how many people know what Tiny Homes Village Spirit is. I could give you a little bit more information, but Betsy wanted me to just sort of report on the meeting, and I hope that was clear enough.
Thank you, Helen. I'm not hearing anything from Betsy. Oh, yes.
Oh, I'm here. I'm here, and I put my hand. Please let me. I'd like to respond briefly. Please do. So, is that all right, Carol?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, thank you, Helen. I'm going to getting me onto. Okay. So, okay. All right. Quick click.
Up there.
Yeah.
There's Rank. Oops.
Oh, there we go. There we go. So, yeah, thank you, Helen. And I see Patrick has a hand up. So this is what I wanted to say, two things. So so what Carol appraised me on was several things. So one, City Council just canceled because of all the pushback two public toilets that had been planned as an amenity to all Berkeleyans, but especially for folks who are living on the streets. Two public toilets have been canceled because of backlash from a neighbors group called Beautiful San Pablo. And we had voted to support those toilets. I mean, we weren't making them happen. We just generally have been supportive of, making life a little easier. And certainly so that in addition to this, I just am aware there's much more opposition, especially in Terry Taplin's District 2, as well as District 3, where Ben Bartlett is, and in District 1 with Rashi Keshrwani. So there has been, on the one hand, we're getting reports about all the good progress to house people who are unhoused, but on the other hand, the city is still having sweeps or taking action. It's not as bad as it was. And citizens and businesses are trying to basically eliminate any kind of public-facing homeless services. I'm exaggerating, but you get the idea. So what some of the best practices that I heard from Carol that Ben recommended, he said focus on a particular target group, like seniors, right? So seniors are fast growing in the homeless field, sadly, and they are underserved by shelters and other programs. We also have a strong, I think, need for more mental health, active mental health outreach. So Gray Panthers and standing up for a senior safe parking programs is actually a natural. So I feel like that's something I'm hoping we get clarity on, that we could pursue, in support of what other groups are doing, but to get them on board, because the city is in a deficit, a 2-year deficit that was kind of hidden from us a little bit, but there is a deficit. There's no new money. There's no new monies for homeless services. And so the strategy of asking city council to somehow bless a project that is just very ill-defined so far. There's support for this safe parking, but I just want to remind that. Also, Helen is in a district, Shoshana, I think her name is the council member, and that's someone we could talk to. So there is a committee coming up called Community Life and Well-Being or something like that. There's a committee with Igor, Shoshana, and I'm blanking, maybe Cecilia Luna Parra. And that Carol had information about how we could talk to them about support. In in the way of mental health services. But I'm kind of broad. I'm sorry, I'm losing focus. So if anyone would be willing to go to that council committee and speak up for this, that's great. We should hopefully talk this further. We do have a commitment to speak up and stand up for, not just seniors, but disabled adults. And I feel like we've done a really good track record. But in this case, that message, in the case of our homeless advocacy, sometimes that message gets a little lost. So if we want to have further discussion and support, I'd love to hear that. But I know, Carol, I'll just pause. And this is something we may have to pick up again with speakers and future topics at our next meeting. So,
Helen?
Yeah, and thanks, Betsy. And I, again, just to clarify here, I'm coming from giving an update on the meeting yesterday when I spoke to Ben Bartlett after the meeting and asked a few other questions. And so I'm just sharing where his interests are and what he noticed, because, he knows I'm on the Commission on Disability, and we had, he was wondering. So, but with that being said, Ben Bartlett had an interest in a sheltering, women. That was an interest that he had. And I know that we should be focusing and attending, maybe members of this group would like to come to these meetings, because I do think it's our unhoused community members that are involved with doing this, that we're listening to their lived experiences. I know we have interest here with the Gray Panthers, but I don't think we should be steering the work that they are doing. And I think we should be joining the meetings and listening to their interests. And I appreciate, all the involvement we've had. I know Betsy's been working hard on this as well as Carol, and we're making some great progress. And everybody who left the meeting really felt good about how well they did. They've been meeting with other people. And so this is a long process that I think they've been doing a really good job on. But those meetings maybe would help if we added that, so members might be able to go when the tiny village home meetings are. And maybe, members here can go, because a lot of people have a lot of knowledge in this area. And that's just my thoughts. Thank you.
So I think it's just an update, and that about 5 of us are in, as you hear, it's a number of us are at these sometimes weekly, sometimes twice a month gatherings in conversation, and then occasional meetings with council members. So obviously we don't necessarily have one mind here. Can I make one? I'd like to make one other, this is an announcement that Carol mentioned to me that is of interest for those who are working on mental health issues. I don't know who here is interested in that, but I will just say that the disability rights advocates, is that what they're called? The lawyers who sued on behalf of residents of the Alameda County, and including one resident of Berkeley, sued the county regarding bad conditions at John George, is that the name? And Santa Rita Jail. Those are like forcible admissions for people with a mental breakdown, or, some kind of endangering people, forcibly sending people there. And it costs several million, it costs in the $1 million and more range for the city of Berkeley to send people to these somewhat dangerous and badly working facilities. So this disability rights advocates, Helen probably knows them, are in negotiations, and no one at the city of Berkeley, in Carol Marasovich's experience, is really asking for some of the settlement money, which would be helpful in other words, the Mental Health Commission is supposed to be negotiating, but no one here is able to tell us that. But Carol Morosevich was saying, you know, this needs to be brought up to city council members as well as city staff, because right now it's unclear that anyone is asking for some of that settlement money, which could help that particular aspect of the homeless services, especially for people with mental illness. It would help anyone who's forcibly hospitalized. So I'll just leave that, leave it at that. Thank you. And other people may have comments about that, but I'm good, Carol. Carol, I hope you'll come back and facilitate, but otherwise I'm going to step in for a minute and say the agenda of other upcoming topics and speakers is that outgoing board member Christy Martin is stepping down, and she's not looking to serve on the board again. But she has had a longstanding topic of interest that is shared by by Dirk Nyhart, who has expressed interest, and the board is likely to put forward his name. So that is in medical assisted aid in dying. And that's an issue that Christy has passionately pursued here in Berkeley with the health department, and there's a state committee that's working on this. And she offered an old friend of hers who is an expert in the bioethics of assisted assisted dying, like in Switzerland. In fact, he lives and works in Switzerland, where you can apply for assisted suicide. That's not the right term. Anyway, that's a possible topic coming up maybe this winter, even in November or December. So I think we might be ready to close this, but are there other announcements besides the ones that are listed in the program, in the agenda? Are there any additional reports to be made here? Hi, Nancy. Oh, and Carol is back. Okay. I'll turn it over to Carol after calling on Nancy. You've got your hand up.
If Carol wants to go first, I can make my way back into my room where it's quiet. I do have an issue.
She would be taking back moderating this meeting.
Gotcha. Okay, so I have an issue that was brought to my attention about a transgender woman who is 33 years old. She was in UCI, and over 100 or hundreds, I should say, just over 200 nursing homes, rehabilitation centers, and licensed and unlicensed small beds all refused her. And there's loads of evidence. They did some digital forensics all over the place because it was suspicious that no one was going to accept her, even though they had numerous open beds available for her to recover. She was hit by a car and became a quadriplegic. She also had stage 4 pressure wounds that went unreported. But the notations and documentations in communications within the nursing homes to the hospital, which are deleted, and they're not supposed to be, but they were deleted. They recovered the communications, and it said there were like degrading comments about transgender, and they weren't going to accept a transgender person, things like that. And so there's imminent arrests that are going to be made here soon by the homicide detectives. They're going into the unlicensed 6-bed homes that refuse to take her. But they're also going to be sending over to other law enforcement at the highest level to do investigations on this. So I'm asking for a support letter from all Gray Panthers organizations across the country. We're also asking for any media connections to be made You can do that through me and her representatives and her law firm's media connection. And
Thank
I
you,
sent that
Nancy.
over. You're welcome. I sent that over in an email to you and Carol. Some details.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to make an announcement also, Carol.
Go ahead, Cecilia.
I just wanted to say that the Healthy Living Festival, that's United Seniors, gives it every year at the zoo. We have a Healthy Living Festival every year at the zoo from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And if you want to attend that affair, please call the office at 510 isn't that something? United Seniors, 852. Oh, okay, 510-829-0852.
829
0852.
0852.
Mhm.
And what's the date again?
Oh, I'm sorry. The date is Thursday. This coming Thursday. From
Mara.
from 9 to 2. This coming Thursday at the zoo, at the Oakland Zoo.
And it's the kind of thing where there's buses, you can ask for a ride to go there.
Oh,
to
yeah.
the Oakland.
Matter of fact, you got to contact the office because they have buses that will pick you up at certain senior centers, different senior centers. So you have to contact the office and speak to Mary Brad. She's assistant. She's the assistant. So.
You had a table. We had a table at that event one year, a while ago. Thank you.
Oh, you're already taking care of it. That's good.
Oh, no, it was the past year. It was some years ago.
Health Living Festival at the zoo. It was at the church on San Pablo where we had the table.
And you're right. And one year, I think Rains just on his own went. It must not have been a Gray Panther table.
That was for the convention, for the United States convention.
Oh, okay.
That's
okay.
what I was.
So
I went to the Healthy Living Festival, but I never got to the zoo. I went up and down 3 rows of tables and collected things, and I got some interesting things. One was a little stuffed zebra, but then I got heat exhaustion, and I was having trouble with AFib, but they didn't diagnose it until a month later, and then I got my pacemaker.
Wow. So there were some other, Carol, can I just proceed with announcements and go over the ones? Okay, thanks.
I wasn't prepared to moderate today.
You did an incredible job as far as I'm concerned.
I'm sorry. The telephone number is still 829 and 729. 729.
Say again.
The telephone number is 729 0852. I'm sorry.
And so it's tomorrow, is that right?
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Ms. Cecilia?
Yes,
okay.
From 9 to 2.
There's something else going on tomorrow. This health and well-being committee of this Berkeley City Council, I think, is also meeting tomorrow, but I'll have to get confirmation of that if anyone wants to go and hear thoughts about some of the issues we've talked about today. Thank you, Ms. Gunning, Ms. Cecilia. All right, so what in the announcements in the program, October 18th is another No Kings National Day of Protest. And I got word of an event at the corner of San Pablo and University Avenue. And I'm not sure where the other events will be in Berkeley or Oakland, but I did want to see if there is an interest in having a Gray Panther presence with our banner. I know some of you will be there anyway, you know, you'll be wherever. But are there some people that could, you know, are interested in being, you know, I'd like to go, and I'm more likely to go if I'm part of a message, you know, so it would be quite wonderful if since we have 3 weeks to plan, that we could have not just our banner, but also signs representing the issues that we're concerned most about. Personally, I wanted to advocate for a public toilet, but that's me. But if there's a couple of people, I see Carol has her hand up, and if there's others who will be in town around to show up in person, great. And it will be after our board meeting, so we can talk a little more about that at the board meeting as well. So Carol, you have your hand up, and I'll put you down as interested in planning. Usually Robert, who seems to have dropped off, Robert's always, has raised his hand. Did you want to say something, Robert?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm custodian of the banner, so I could bring the banner.
Okay. And Robert and Carol. So we'll be sharing more info about that. And if you are at another event, let us know. Dirk, I see your hand is up. Did you want to share? Are you interested in being there with us?
You're talking about No Kings. Where is the venue and time, please?
Which event?
No Kings.
Oh, well, there's multiple rallies. There's multiple gathering places by different groups. I'm assuming all over the Bay Area. That's how it worked the last No Kings Day. But there's one event right at University in San Pablo, which is a few blocks from me. And there'll be other ones in Berkeley. So I'm looking to see, can we show up somewhere with our Gray Panther banner and some signs that represent our concerns. Yeah, Holly.
Yeah, is there any place to sign up? I know a lot of times Indivisible puts up a sign up sheet for these things. Is this a registered event so that people can sign up for it and show that they're coming?
Yes.
No Kings.
Yes. Yes. There's a map of events and
Okay.
Okay, Dirk knows that too. A Quaker friend sent me a notice saying there's going to be an event at University in San Pablo. All 4 corners is planned. I assume it's indivisible, but we can still show up as Gray Panthers.
Right. Can you send that out to the list?
I will. Let me make a note, because
it would be good. It would be good to have that out.
But I know there's other events. Yeah, I'll send the link to the notice about that one.
Right, because I have in the past gone to do stuff with Acapella at the No Kings in Oakland, but I'd much rather be staying in Berkeley, and I could bring a small sound system and play music.
Ooh, nice.
Sweet. Nice. Yeah. Okay, so I'll send it to especially the 4 people, but you'll probably all get it along with the invitation to the
send it out
board
to
meeting.
other people.
Sure. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be back. Okay. Thank you all. October 3rd, the first Wednesday, October 1st, I'm sorry, is our board meeting. First Wednesdays, usually we're trying to stick to that. The member socials that Carol organizes, second Wednesdays, and she may have an announcement about that. And then October 22nd is our next what would be a speaker meeting, but it's our annual member meeting and board elections. So we do tend to focus on local elections, or local, things that are around the election season. But we also devote time to ourselves, to our history, and members, concerns. So Carol and I will be planning that in the board also. So I will, Carol, any final words or
The
any
social,
other announcements that people want to make? And
The
then we'll
social-
have,
the social is coming up on the second
Carol?
Wednesday. The social that's coming up on the second Wednesday of October will not be at the deli. It'll be at I don't remember the name of it. It'll be over on Bowditch.
I think it's called the Hub.
The Hub.
Yeah.
It's Bowditch, yeah. And we can arrange rides because parking is pretty tight, or you pay for parking basically.
Yeah, and it'll be potluck. If we want anything to eat or drink, we have to bring it and try to bring something to share.
Sweet. I see that Helen has her hand up. Please.
Yeah,
share.
thank you. This I posted because I do a lot of posts on the Gray Panthers, Berkeley East Bay Gray Panthers site. And I just wanted to raise up this. Disability Rights California is holding a webinar. And if you're a renter with a disability in California and have questions about evictions, learn about your rights in this workshop, which will cover eviction notices, requirements, what to do if you receive an eviction notice, and tips for resolving or preventing these issues. This is a webinar that will be on Tuesday, October 7th at 1 p.m. And the information is on our Facebook site. But if anybody is interested, I am more than happy to forward this to Betsy or Carol to get out, because I think this might be helpful for folk. Thank you.
Great. And
Alice has her hand
I
up.
did want to, yeah,
Alice, you're on mute.
Carol? I don't actually see Alice. Oh, here we go.
She's on mute.
So I'll ask her to unmute. Hopefully she can hear.
Oh yeah, I didn't know how to unmute, so I was writing. I don't know
And
how
Dirk
to
put his,
unmute.
oh yeah. there.
I'm sorry. I often don't know that the meetings are going on, and I'm having a problem with the city of
You've
Berkeley.
dropped off.
I've dropped. Can you hear? Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So the city of Berkeley has been harassing me for being autistic and dyslexic for the last 3 years, and they're saying telling me I have code violations, and I've cleaned up my property considerably, and I don't know what to do, and I just am reaching out to ask if anybody can give me any advice or help. I mean, their requests are pretty much unreasonable. I have metal cabinets around the outside of my property, and I'm not talking like tons of them. I have a file cabinet where I keep paint inside, because actually if paint is combustible, it's best if it's in a metal cabinet, not in a wood cabinet where it can catch fire. And they're saying that I have this small refrigerator where I keep cat food for feral cats. And I have a toolbox, and they're telling me I can't have those on my property or on my front porch. And my front porch has plenty of room for fire department to walk up to. And they're saying that my organizer bin is a place where rodents are going to be having harborage. And I just feel they're really unreasonable. And I don't know if this is not the place to talk about this, but I really need help. And I just happen to see that you guys started at 1:30.
Does anyone have a resource for Alice? I see Helen's hand. Do you want to respond to Alice, Helen?
Yeah,
Or
maybe
do you have
the
your a
information
further
that I
announcement?
provided about people's rights with eviction notices and whatnot, which is a webinar coming up, might be helpful for you. It's specific, tailored towards people with disabilities. I believe that was you, Alice, who was asking, and I was going to send that information to Betsy and Carol, and maybe when they send it out, you can take a look at it. That might be helpful.
Okay, I think Betsy Morris, do you have my email?
It's
from the Quaker meeting.
Alice, do you want to give Helen your email so you'll be direct?
My email is also in the chat. If you cut, copy, and paste it.
I don't know who's talking. It's very hard to tell on my cell phone.
This is Helen, and I am the cat in the chat.
Yeah.
My email is Branach, BRANACH at Comcast.net. You can email me and ask me specific for the webinar, and I will get that information to you. It will be coming up in October 7th.
October 7th. Can you tell me your email again?
Sure. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. B as in bumblebee, R as in radio, A as in ant, N as in Nancy, A as in ant, C as in cupcake, H as in Helen.
And then at
Comcast.net. And just give me a reminder, because I get a lot of emails, but I really would like to help where I can.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Sorry for joining you so late and missing tons of meetings.
That's okay.
Well, welcome.
Yeah, glad you're here. I put another resource in the chat. It's for the Independent Living Resource Center, but that's for San Francisco. You can give them a call and they'll connect you to resources wherever you are.
It's funny because I just got off the phone with Justice and Diversity at the San Francisco bar, and they're like, everybody just always says we don't have any lawyers experience with that kind of thing. So they don't really help much. And I'm not very technically savvy, and I don't know how to get around, so I don't know how to get to the chat part of this either.
Do you have a pen and paper handy? I'll just read it off to you.
I do. Okay.
H like Harry, T like Tom, T like Tom, P like Paul, S like Sam.
Yeah.
Colon / www.ilrc, S like Sam, F like Frank.org. Are you looking to become compliant with their orders, basically?
I feel that there should not be them nitpicking on my property. I mean, the last blight lady, her name was Prudhomme. She was like, this is America. You should be able to live like you want to live. Not everybody has to have a green front lawn, and my lawn is an educational. My front of my house is an educational garden where I grow all fruit trees, and I educate the kids on honeybees and where almonds come from, and kids get to learn. I'm a block and a half away from Malcolm X. And, I have so many people who come by and say, I walked 10 blocks out of my way just to come past your house because I love your garden. But, like I said, I've cleaned up my property, and the communication skills of the people in the blight department, this particular person, I just feel very targeted, and I cleaned it up so it looks so great today. And she's like saying, oh, you can't have milk crates in an organizer. I have one of those quads that's 3x2. And she's like, oh, rodents will go and live inside those milk crates. And it's like, well, the milk crates are open and airy. I could use the cloth ones that come with it, but I would think that you can't see inside there, and that would be worse. They just don't want me to have anything on my property. Like, what's wrong with having a tiny fridge on your front porch if you have a front porch that's 6 feet long and it only takes up 2 feet?
Right.
There's still 4 feet available. So I just think
So,
they're really unreasonable. I mean, for 2 years, they told me the vehicle in my driveway was an abandoned vehicle, and I kept looking up. It's not abandoned. I own the vehicle. You know, it's registered to me. And she said this for 2 years, and then she finally came down with, oh, well, it has no license plate and it has no VIN. I'm like, it has a VIN. Every vehicle that was manufactured in the factory has a VIN. So,
so Alice,
yeah.
come back. Thanks for joining. If you can hear me, I do want to recommend that you get in touch with your city council member.
Oh,
You
he's a
live near,
backstabber,
and
unfortunately.
maybe that's not going to be helpful. But I do know that a lot of systems in Berkeley are complaint driven. So there's some neighbor potentially who's bugging.
I think they moved away 3 years ago.
Well, then,
I don't get it.
Okay, so I'm just saying, I don't know the exact pathways, but some combination of complaining to her supervisor, or this person's supervisor, and Dave Blake probably could tell you more, or your city council member, since they are supposed to run some interference with you if you're not actively doing something illegal. That's just and the second thing is, it sounds like you're doing great stuff, and maybe the community garden network, BMUG, or the Berkeley Resiliency Network, that promotes things like bee gardens. I'm just saying maybe some allies are good, but honestly, if you're not actively doing something illegal, I don't understand. I'm sorry you're getting harassed.
I don't either. Are you Betsy Morris? I see your
am.
face talking. Brains are Betsy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
sorry,
I think
didn't
I have your
rename
phone.
myself. I know
Alice, if I may.
Yeah, Dave's
Is
gonna.
that David?
The other person I know who went through a similar difficult period, and it didn't end up well for him, but may have some experience to share with you, is Asa Dodsworth.
Oh yeah, I know Asa well.
Wow. He's my
neighbor. Yeah, I
neighbor.
was one of the supporters. I went to court with him when they were giving him a hard time about his roosters. But he's kind of, I don't know, he's, very domesticated now and just taking care of kids.
But he could at least commiserate and might,
Yeah,
talk
I didn't think about
what-
him. I have, there's a woman named Ilana Auerbach, who ran for council up in the northern part of Berkeley. And, she's on the chat because I'm on a text chat with other people. And, like they said that, I pointed out, the city sponsored compost bins, and I have my compost bin in my front yard. The city sponsored the compost bins. They want us to compost, and then they complain that we have rodents. I don't have any rodents. I have cats, and I have 0 rodents, but they're telling me I have rodent harborage, and anything could be rodent harborage. I mean, the way they're saying, it's like, I don't understand what the issue is with the metal boxes. They're not, it's not harborage, and the metal fridge for keeping food in is not harborage, and boxes that are empty are not harborage, and they're right at the front door, so there's too much traffic for rats to be living in there, not to mention it's right next to where the cats are fed.
Part of the problem is that they can no longer do what they used to do, which was declare property to be a blight.
Well, that's what they're doing. They told me that.
Hold on.
They
found out through the court process that just being a visual blight is not enough to enforce actions against a homeowner. So but what they're doing is they're responding, as Betsy said, to a complaint with someone who thinks your place looks like it has unusual stuff in front of it, which doesn't look good. And they're trying to find some way to compel you to clean it up. And unfortunately, like Trump, they have their hands on the wheels of government, and there's lots of painful things they can do to you. So whatever you do, you need to develop a plan B where you actually don't have those things in your front yard, just to know that you can get out of this quickly if you need to, because they do have the power of government behind them. And, you know, Asa was fined $100 a day until he was forced to comply.
I mean, I have complied, and that's the hard thing. I keep complying, and they they slowly
coming up
take
with new
things off
things.
the complaint.
Because you don't
Right,
look
exactly,
normal,
and they keep
but they know
changing the
they
reason.
can't pull blight anymore. They lost on that issue. Blight is
So,
not
but
legitimate.
they call it code enforcement, and they
Right.
still haven't, but again, okay, if they say that the
I'm just
code
saying
is,
they have lots of ways to harass you, and they're bureaucrats, so they just keep going no matter what you do.
Well, can she not appeal to the supervisor or of this person? Or, is there no way to
I don't
get
know.
your yard declared a model
No,
habitat garden?
I don't think it will work, because this is my front steps,
Okay,
and I
I don't
understand.
think, then
Yeah.
what I'm gonna suggest is that you contact Asa Dodsworth.
I will.
Maybe Dave could be consultative, or someone else who can consult with you,
This
but
is
we
really not
do you have a
necessary
phone
that you
number?
need
need
to wrap up
expertise. It is
our
a
meeting.
Okay,
You have his number?
I have
Asa
Ace's number,
Dodsworth?
yes.
And Fred,
Okay.
Ace's father,
And
or his mom, Linda, might be useful too.
Yeah, you think I don't know his mom, but I know Fred
and
and Colin.
there are, these people who they showcase permaculture gardens, diverse
Right,
habitat.
they've wanted to come to my garden on a lot of occasions.
Beautiful. See
No,
if they'll,
but-
I mean, they are much more better maybe at writing a letter to support your specific strong suit, that's all.
Yeah, okay.
I doubt that will work.
Keep in touch.
I really think you need to address them issue by issue.
Well,
Wow.
And because in the end, what you're claiming is
they-
that you're being harassed, and then you have
Right.
to fight them in court, and that's not something you want to get into, I don't think.
I actually wanted to hire a lawyer, but I can't even find a lawyer that will do this. Do we know of any lawyers who would take on, the issue? Because I mean, I don't exactly know how to go up against the city in the court. I mean, I would like to they're retaliating against me for God knows what. Ben Bartlett used to walk past my house and be very cordial to me for years, and then he got involved in this, and I was talking to his assistant, whose name I just forgot, who's also on the thread. James, who's also on the thread, and they were all very nice until the day they showed up when we were all meeting in front of my house with disability rights, because I'm disabled, and the vector control. And I've put in 4 calls to vector controls, and they never return my calls, because they were the ones that said the bins that I had gnaw marks in them, but I got them with the gnaw marks. So I switched them out, and it's over a year, and there's no gnaw marks. I have no rodents at all. I have rodent traps, and I have cats.
Come back later. Thank you.
So
I'm surprised that they're punishing you for.
All good.
I'm surprised they're punishing you for the compost bins. That is surprising.
Well, they're actually not complaining, but they're saying that a toolbox on the ground that is metal, where no rodents can get underneath, is creating rodent harborage. See, the thing is, it's not
I'll be gone at 7.
And that's why the whole thing with the truck being an abandoned truck on my property, it's not logical, because it's not a truck. I mean, it's not abandoned, it's mine. And
Alice,
Yes,
I have to ask you to slow down, and hopefully you've gotten something from this. I realize it's complex and ugly, and it goes on and on, but here today, right now, after 2 hours on the Zoom call, we have to close out this meeting.
It looks
If
like
you're
Nancy
on our database, thank you for coming. And I'm gonna give the floor to Nancy, and then we're gonna have a poem.
Thank
and
you.
we will be back next month with this kind of public speaker meeting format. Yeah,
Okay.
Nancy, did you have something to wrap up with, or? You need to unmute. Yeah.
I just wanted to give you guys a quick share. One, it was really nice to see everybody keep up the good work, and thank you, V. We've got an open investigation here that's gone right to the top at my nursing home, but it's gone right to the top with investigators because there's been a 10+ year sexual molestation, resident to resident sexual molestation cover up. And he's incentivized because he tells investigators. So the facility tells them to the investigators, whether it be ombudsman or California Department of Aging or whoever it is that's investigating, go talk to Martine. He sees everything. He's all over the place. So he always says, or usually says, I was there. That never happened. That person lied. Something like that. So he gives witness testimony, and they incentivize him with food, clothing, cash, all this other stuff. And he's been here for nearly 20 years. And he gets carte blanche. People just look away. They've reported to their supervisors and to director of nursing here. But it's all covered up. They're told not to put anything in writing or in communications. And this is a widespread problem. PBS did an article about how sexual assaults and sexual abuse information doesn't get disclosed to the public in interviews and records and things like that. So now the ombudsman is not even recording witness testimonies that they've taken. And we've gone to the brand new state ombudsman.
Nancy, I'm totally lost at what you were going to. Could you start out by telling us what you expect from us?
Yes, I do want to ask if anybody is willing to make either anonymous, or you can give your name, just calls that I've reported to you that there is sexual molestation cover up happening here at the nursing home, because it's been going on for over a decade, I hear. I've only witnessed it since I've been here, 2019, on a near nightly basis. Yeah.
Wow. Nightly. Nancy, the best I can do right now is to take this to the board. We're pretty pressed but
Yeah.
I would like to encourage you to go talk to Carrie at the on behalf of the national, or because she has so much experience with the how do you intervene with a nursing home that's gone rogue like that. That is pretty awful. The other suggestion, this is a long shot, but there's a new San Diego chapter. They're like graduate students in public health, and I think they want to be advocates, and at least San Diego is closer to you. Like if a letter from East Bay Gray Panthers were like 700 miles away, but it's huge. It's a huge issue. I'm horrifying to hear about.
Well, what about putting one of those Ring cameras where this sexual abuse is happening? They can't catch them on camera?
I'm actually in training to get arrested, because it is it's very illegal to record anyone who lives in a nursing home, even if it's sexual abuse happening. And so I'm training this week, throughout the end of the week, to get arrested. I've got 20,000 in bail set and 2 pro bono attorneys.
Wow.
But yeah, it's
a girl.
Wow.
Nancy, if you could tap me or catch my email and shoot me an email. There's an ADAPT member that I know that's helped out the Gray Panthers, who is an ombudsman. They might be able to give you some direction here. Their name is Lydia. They have a disability themselves. I would be more than happy to see if I can make that connection, but she's one of the top people that does this work, and she's has done some work with the Gray Panthers when I brought her in with these areas. So Bernaka@net, just shoot me an email, and I will do my best to see if I can get more advocates who specialize in this area to help you out. Sorry to hear that's happening. That's horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty widespread. But thank you very much.
Yeah.
I will do that, Helen.
Sure,
I
Nancy.
appreciate you all.
Do you have Helen's email
I
or
do.
contact?
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Wow. Wow. Inspiring. I'm gonna have to get off. Not that you couldn't continue, but we will be picking up some of these discussions on the board level and then meeting again. Wow. Thank you. I want to put a shout out to Helen. She educated the National Gray Panther Council when it was doing its research on nursing home reform and brought Lydia into that, who was an incredible resource. So Helen is really, it's not all on her, but she manages a lot of the Facebook postings we do, and it's mostly about disability rights. And I just appreciate all of that. And she's always asking, what are we doing? And I have to say, what are we doing not enough of? So I'm really happy we have those resources. Thank you. And one last, Dave, do you have a worthy poem that can
Oddly
capture?
enough, I think I do.
Yeah, okay. Hopefully it captures whatever the spirit of our meeting was today.
No, I went a different direction entirely.
Okay.
But maybe, I don't know, maybe.
Well,
This is a poem by Richard Wilbur, who some of you may have heard of. He was not as famous as Carl Sandburg. He was the poet laureate before Carl Sandburg in the Eisenhower era. And this poem is called Beasts. Beasts in their major freedom slumber in peace tonight. The gull on his ledge dreams in the guts of himself the moon-plucked waves below, and the sunfish leans on a stone, slept by the lyric water, in which the spotless feet of deer make dulcet splashes, and to which the ripped mouse, safe in the owl's talon, cries concordance. Here there is no such harm, and no such darkness, as the self-same moon observes where, warped in window glass, it sponsors now the werewolf's painful change. Turning his head away on the sweaty bolster, he tries to remember the mood of manhood, but lies at last, as always, letting it happen, the fierce fur soft to his face, hearing with sharper ears the wind's exciting minors, the leaves panic, and the degradation of the heavy streams. Meantime, at high windows, far from thicket and padfall, suitors of excellence sigh and turn from their work to construe again the painful beauty of heaven, the lucid moon, and the risen hunter, making such dreams for men as told will break their hearts as always, bringing monsters into the city, crows on the public statues, navies fed to the fish in the dark, unbridled waters.
Thank you.
And while you're considering that, I also ran across recently a quote by W.E.B. Du Bois, who was asked how it felt to be the first Black person to get a graduate degree from Harvard, a PhD from Harvard. And he said, the honor was all theirs.
They pronounce it Du Bois.
The honor was all there.
Boys? I never know.
Du Bois.
Boys.
Boys.
All right. With that, stay true to yourselves. Let's reach out and be helpful where we can. And Maggie Kuhn would be 120 this year, our founder. So yeah, keep roaring. All right, Hannah, it's great to see your face. And Dirk, we'll look forward to having you on the nomination slate. And more power to all of us. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'll say once more because that was a tough
Last
poem.
words, unmute, shout out.
I just wanted to remind people who are interested in that poem that it's called Beasts, and it's by Richard Wilbur, who is a great poet, I think.
Thank you.
Thanks, Betsy. Thanks, Carol. Good to see you all and to be seen.
I can
Take
hear
care.
you fine now.
I think next time we'll have someone else host this. Our Zoom room is available for other people to actually host on, so it may just have been my connection that was so bad. But anyway, good to see you all. Take care. Good luck and keep in touch. Ready, aim. I will say one apropos of Alice. Alice Rain, my husband just read me a little joke yesterday that Temple Grandin wrote. She said, if we didn't have people with autism in the world, the human race would still be sitting around in caves talking with each other.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Say, so
Take care.
there's very few of us here. Are you going to the Strawberry Creek meeting these days, or are you going to Berkeley
Okay.
meeting?